Good morning, good evening, good night, as TJ Krulowitz says. This is the 214 Sports Show, your home for everything DFW Sports. My name is Joseph Duffy. I'm alongside the usual co-host as well that I'm always with every single week, TJ Krulowitz, Courtney Machani. The gang is back together for episode 49, the Jameez Olawale episode. I mean, it's a crazy pull. If you remember his little mini run with the Cowboys as our fullback, but I was gonna pick a Ranger, but there's a lot of 49s as Rangers, just a lot. So I want to limit to the Cowboy.
The
I knew that was that was 49. It's supposed to be NFL season anyway. How we doing, fellas? TJ?
I'm doing great. Finally got done with the work week. Excited for the weekend. Happy that you're back on the show, Joseph. I missed you last week. So
thanks.
How you doing, man?
Doing all right. It's been a roller coaster these past 2 weeks with all the SEC media days, and what an experience that was, bro. That was just so fun for us. That was a networking that's like a networking dream right there. If you ever want to make connections.
Oh yeah. Now I know you've seen the UCLA media day head coach. I know Courtney said that in the chat, man.
Poor dude, bro. Deshaun Foster.
Dude, oh my god.
I started crying.
I don't know if you're familiar with UCLA, but we're based in Los Angeles.
That's USC.
Oh my god, no! You never. I mean,
so bad, man. I can't watch that again. I watched it once. I can't watch it a second time.
Yeah, it was too cringe.
It reminded me a lot of Nick Sirianni's opening presser. I don't know if y'all remember his presser, but that dude was shaking, and I mean, he was fumbling over every single word. Oh my lord, that was a pretty bad one. But that might take the cake all the time. That was a tough one. You can tell maybe he's not as natural of a public speaker, but that's not what they pay you for, really. They don't pay you for the conferences. They pay you to win ball games and motivate your players. So hopefully it works out for the guy.
No, really.
But we're gonna talk a little bit. Not a long episode today. We're just gonna talk about the Rangers and the Dallas Cowboys. Not much Math Stars news going on in their off season, unless you want to count the Olympics that are about to take off. Actually, tonight there's been a little bit of Olympic competition in soccer, but the actual opening ceremony will be aired today from Paris, France in 2024. Your everything swimming, basketball, gymnastics, anything you can name will be in this Olympics once again. And so with that being said, we're going to start with the Texas Rangers, who are heating up out of nowhere. 5 straight wins. TJ Krulowitz got to go to one game. I believe it was game 3 on Wednesday against the White Sox. A clean sweep of the Chicago White Sox. The second series has just now concluded after the opening loss against the Baltimore Orioles, losing 2 of their 3, and then winning that last game in the series, game 3, and then sweeping the Chicago White Sox. 5 straight wins as the Rangers head to Baltimore. TJ, if you have been tracking this whole series at all, what did you like the most about this series? If it could have been anything at all, but just anything that just stood out to you besides the clean sweep.
I think first of all, I think they're going to play Toronto. I think you said headed to Baltimore. I think.
Oh my bad.
I think they're playing Toronto this weekend.
Yeah,
you're all good, man. All good. But I mean, yeah. All right, but I mean, yeah, it's going into this 4 games series against the White Sox. I mean, it was sweep or bust. I mean, we had to win all 4 games. We're deep, we're not really deep in the hole anymore. We're kind of digging ourselves out right now, but 2.5 games behind first place Houston. Only 1 game behind Seattle. Still a long ways away from the last wild card spot, but you're talking about a sweep or bust against this team. The White Sox are historically bad. They had 2 starters of their 4 games with a ERA of 3 or less, which was pretty insane and makes me wonder what is going on with the White Sox bats and the White Sox bullpen, because that is historically bad. They must be worse than the Rangers 2023 bullpen with the way that they played this series and also, I guess, this whole season. But I mean, yeah, you had to get the sweep. 3 of the 4 games were one game wins or one run wins, which is, you kind of hope to see that blowout. And I think, when I was heading to the game on Wednesday, I was hoping, 2 games, Monday and Tuesday, we beat them only by 1 run. And this team's 50 games below 500. They had their good starters going into Wednesday. They had a starter that had an ERA over 520, something flexing. And so, I mean, you were hoping that the Rangers were to get a blowout right there and beat the crap out of the White Sox on Wednesday, and that's exactly what they did. It was a 6-run 8th inning that they exploded, and it's good to see the power from people like Nathaniel Lowe and Robbie Grossman in that game. People that are not usual helpers, especially with power, to contribute in a game that we needed them to contribute in. So, I mean, good. A win is a win is a win. 4-game sweep was a must. Was a must right here.
Yeah, I mean, the schedule is looking much lighter. I mean, you talk about that stretch where we had to play Baltimore, and then before that, we got swept by the Brewers. I mean, man, that stretch back then in June was just brutal. It's kind of nice to see a lighter, a little bit of an easier schedule to start off the second half. But, I mean, it was really sweep or bust, like you said, and you were a lucky man seeing probably the best game from a fan's perspective. Maybe you can count game 1 too. That was a nice game too. But seeing a game that you didn't have to be as stressed in, which is the one you saw, being that the White Sox, they were pretty much in every single game in this series somehow, and that kind of shocked me.
In almost every, I think, no, they were leading in almost every game.
It was crazy, man. I couldn't believe it. They were playing really, hard, and they just, their bullpen is just not there. From the middle bullpen all the way to the late stages. Their starting pitching was actually not bad. The guy you're talking about, Chris Flex, and he didn't do too bad on his start.
No, he didn't do too bad at all, actually. It was the bullpen. But, yeah.
Bullpen just fell off, man. That's why they're historically bad, like you said. Courtney, what did you see in this series at all and that could have you encouraged for the Toronto series?
Yeah, me and TJ were talking about it last week. Actually, there's apparently a rumor that she said that that their schedule is actually getting easier in July. But me and TJ kind of debunked that last week. But that's case of that doesn't matter. What matters is
at least the beginning is better than what it is.
Yeah. For sure, it was a sink or bust kind of run that they needed to go on for sure. Surprisingly, the Astros are number 1, so they definitely need to get some wins because the Astros and the Rangers are in the same spot. If the Astros are able to at least go a little, go up a little bit up to shore, then I expect the Rangers to as well. And this is a series that they're supposed to win. The whole year they've been losing games that they weren't supposed to lose. If you're gonna be mid, at least win the game that you're supposed to win against a bad team. That's all I ask. And they did it. Obviously, like I said, the White Sox are terrible, so they should have won, and so they did. Obviously, coming off of the Orioles series, where it's actually a good roster, at least it can give you some type of pickup going to Toronto. And I think I have high hopes. I think they're only like 2.5 games back. Like you said, the offense. When I did watch one Orioles game, the offense, man, it's just like
putrid.
There's nothing much we can say. We were talking about it for months. There's nothing more you can say. It's still a putrid offense, but I will say, as the season goes on, I expect them to get. I'm not gonna say high hopes and say better. I'm gonna say they are at least having a little bit more momentum, and I hope the momentum carries on to the Blue Jays series. Hopefully.
Listen, man, we've seen this pretty much over and over this series, or this season rather, how they start to build a streak, and then all of a sudden they get swept. Look, the Blue Jays are reeling right now, and I don't know if you've kept up with what they're going through with their last series with Tampa Bay, but they were kind of getting a little bit beat up as well. They didn't get swept, but they lost 4-2 in that recent series. Then they won 6-3, and then they got destroyed 13-0 at home. So that's pretty demoralizing considering that you're getting beat up in a place like Toronto, which they show up in droves really for their team. There's just one team in their entire country, so they don't really have attendance issues most of the time, but they just have not lived up to their standard at all this season. They probably will not make the playoffs, in my opinion. I don't know how they can heat up out of nowhere because their offense is even worse than ours. Their offense is not good at all. So I don't trust Bo Bichette or Vladimir Guerrero Jr. This game tonight is on. I say tonight because we're recording on Friday. but this series is going to start on Apple TV. I don't think that the Rangers really will lose this series. I trust that they can finally. Yeah, I hate the streaming service too, but it is what it is. They played the Blue Jays this series in the weekend, and then they head to St. Louis, which is of course a lot of memories for Rangers fans. And what a shame, but we bounced back last year. Don't have to worry too much about the past as much. In my opinion, to look for in this Toronto series, I think that we just have to control this bottom of the lineup again. I thought that they had to step up a little bit more again. I like Leody Taveras who's heating up a little bit. Justin Foscue did not have a great series, in my opinion, since coming back from the IL. I think the bottom of the lineup has to be even better against Toronto. That was what really was our money last year, being that our guys were timely from all spots of the lineup. It wasn't just the heart of the lineup. It wasn't just the middle of the lineup. It was everybody, and I think that everybody has to step up, including my guy, Andrew Kisner. I love him so much.
What?
He was
Where
stepping
did this
up.
come from? What?
Andrew Kisner.
What?
What?
What? Okay.
I'm saying I was remember something about like a
so
month ago.
surprised.
I was like, bro.
Love is a powerful word, man.
I'm just saying. We're saying Andrew Kisner.
I thought you were serious for a second, man. I was about to get heated.
Not the biggest fan, but I need everybody to step up, including the backup catcher, because man,
Yeah. Well, yeah,
it's
two
not-
hits yesterday.
he did. Yeah, I'll give him his credit. He stepped up a little bit, but Jonah Heim, he's been doing much better recently. What should I say? Jonathan Hernandez, he had a great defensive game on Tuesday, I believe. Had a cheater throw out of nowhere. That was crazy. But I really want this bottom of the line to step up a little bit, because guess what? Josh Young is on his way, and he's about to have a rehab start in Double-A Frisco Rough Riders. And then Evan Carter, Bruce Bochy said, is 1 week behind him. So we're getting a little bit healthier as we head into August. Jacob deGrom, he said, is almost on his way too. He was already favored to be back in August.
Dunning just got activated.
Dane Dunn just got activated. So Cody Bradford, I think, is on his way too. For some reason, we have not heard anything from this guy the whole season. He started off amazing. Nobody expected him to have a great start like he did in April and May, and then he just got hurt out of nowhere. And that's like he just disappeared from everybody's like media coverage, and we haven't seen much from him. So he'll be back too.
I was gonna say. I mean, hopefully the injuries can bring back consistent, or getting the injured players back will bring back the consistency. I think we've always said it every week, is that this team has these 1 step forward, 2 step backs kind of moments, and we've talked about this. You have those 4 or 5 game winning streaks. We've had this at least 4 or 5 times so far this season. We're still below 500, and that's because we go on these road streaks, win streaks, and then we go, we'll go on the road, or we'll go, we'll lose a series 2 out of 3 and then get swept the next one, because we haven't been able to find that consistency that we were able to last year. And it's the same with the players too. I mean, like players like Adolis Garcia going on Wednesday against Chicago, he had 4 hits. He went 4 for 5 against Chicago on Wednesday. And you're thinking he might actually have, he might have a swing back. He's looking confident at the plate. All of them weren't even home runs. They were nice stingers. And so you thought maybe he's getting his plate looks back. He's going to be able to be a good hitter in the box. But then he goes 0 for 5 in the next game. So, I don't know. It's a slippery slope with this team. There's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows for sure. Nathaniel Lowe's.
Nathaniel Lowe's for sure. I don't know what to expect from El Bombi this year. It just hasn't been what we were anticipating. But the Rangers are 22 and 29, as he pointed out, being that they go 1 step forward and then 2 steps back. When they hit the road, it has not fared well for them. 7 games under 500. Looking ahead for the probable starters, looks to be that Friday's matchup will have Andrew Heaney against Yusei Kikuchi. Then Saturday, Michael Lorenzen versus Kevin Gausman. And then the final day on Sunday, John Gray, who has been amazing. He was amazing this last start, going against Jose Berrios. So,
hey, give some props to Heaney too, man.
Heaney
Come on.
4-10, by the way,
Dog.
with that ERA.
I know.
They've been doing him dirty,
Absolutely
man.
insane, dude. I believe he should like ask for a pay raise or something.
That's
Like,
bad,
come on.
man.
They're making his stats look bad, man. I'd be pissed if I was him.
I knew he was getting screwed. I didn't know it was that bad. I checked that he was 4-10 this season with a 3.60 ERA. That is bad.
I'd be telling this offense to bring me my money. That's what I would be
That's
doing.
bad, man. Just shows how win-loss can be a little bit of an overrated stat, but he's been pretty good this year and reliable and better than some people may have anticipated. Some people is me, by the way. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna transition to Weddle since it's been getting closer to NFL season. TJ, if you can pull that up. Again, transition from pedal, being that basketball season is going away. Gonna go back to the original Weddle that we started when we first did this show.
We got an easy or a hard mode. I think the easy is just like major players, really kind of hard mode, just anybody.
I think it should be easy.
There's no middle?
Yeah, there's no middle.
I mean, take us 5 guesses.
Like, you get like, it's not like major players only, it's just like offensive starters. Yeah. Receivers, running backs.
I don't know if I'm going to start.
You gotta go easy, bro.
Let's start with like should we start with Michael Gallup? Oops.
Oh man, the retired Michael Gallup news came from 2 days ago, 3 days ago that Michael Gallup retired from football activity.
Yep, we'll get into it. So, a wide receiver, short wide receiver, young wide receiver. Looks like he might be in the AFC, I think is what that means.
Yeah.
Young wide receiver.
6'2".
Yeah.
A lot of receivers that are shorter than 6'2". I'm gonna go
Xavier Worthy.
Let's go Amon-Ra.
Is that
it's Amon-Ra.
Nah, AFC.
I think it's AFC, yeah. A good guess, 24 though.
Young receiver from the AFC.
Is Jamar Chase shorter than 6'2"?
Would Jamar Chase be? Ooh, that's a good question.
He's like 6'1".
Yeah, let's try him. I'm gonna try to. There we go.
He's 6'1", 24.
That's interesting. I thought he was older than 24. To be honest,
he plays huge.
Yeah,
he does. AFC North, so let's go.
So it's got to be the AFC East, AFC West. Oh man, I'm like no help right now.
You're gonna give us a Patriots wide receiver.
I swear, I don't know one person. Like, I'm
thinking AFC West right now.
AFC West.
How tall is the number 2 receiver of the Raiders? I'm trying to think of his name. Jacoby
Myers.
Jacoby Myers.
I don't think he's too tall.
You're right. I don't think he's too tall either. Man, I don't even know who's on the Chargers anymore. I'm gonna be honest.
Definitely not Quinn. Yeah. 6'1" though.
It's too tall.
Is it a Chiefs receiver?
That's what it could be. I mean,
how tall is McCole Hardman?
How old is? Yeah, I was gonna say how tall. I think McCole Hardman's got to be less than 6 foot. I don't think he's.
Yeah, I don't think he's 6'1".
Yeah, I don't think it's him.
How tall is Tony? Darius Tony.
Kadarius has to be short, right?
No. He's not 6'1".
Yeah,
no way.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Broncos.
Man, Broncos. Come on.
Too many.
Judy and
Jerry
Courtney
Judy's. Jerry Judy's still in the
Judy's
AFC, actually. Yeah, he's still in the AFC.
Okay, he's still okay.
Oh my lord!
Oh, it's AFC North. I was not.
Yeah, I remember he got traded, but at least
so it's a number 4 or number 5. That kind of helps, though.
Judy on Cleveland, man. I forgot.
Yeah, he's on Cleveland now.
So washed on that team, bro.
I don't think he was ever there.
I mean, is there like
Steve
Smith?
Remember that Steve Smith clip, bro?
Jalen Waddle's number 5, right?
Yeah, I think Waddle is 5. But yeah, we can go Waddle.
He's got to be a Waddle,
bro. There's no way he's 6'1" though. That's the problem. If he's 6'1", I'd be surprised.
It wasn't him.
Yeah, he's 5'10".
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He's 17. Damn, I should have known that.
This is easy mode.
Sheesh.
I feel like a casual.
Nah, I mean, bro, we
I
ain't
do
done
feel
so
like a
long, bro. I knew
casual
we were
now.
gonna be washed.
Hey, so we know AFC North and AFC East are out. It could be the West still, which is
Let's just go Jacoby. Let's try Jacoby.
All right, let's try Jacoby. Doesn't he have like a? No, he doesn't.
Talking about Jacoby Myers? Oh boy.
Okay, it's West.
man.
It's West.
Okay,
It's
AFC
AFC
West.
West, and we have like 3 guesses left.
AFC West,
my
who's
God.
6'1", who's 24.
And it's number 4 or 5. Remember that.
Chiefs receiver. What's his name from SMU? What's his name? Rasheed Rice. Tyler Rasheed Rice.
Oh, Rasheed Rice is a good one.
Is he still in the game?
Doug.
Oh my God!
How is it not him?
It's Scott Lord. Scott
literally
Lord's like
20
22 or some BS.
Okay, and he's number 5. It's got to be Chargers or Broncos. I can't help with this one, man. I can't help with this one.
I don't know anybody in the Chargers receiving core.
I can't help with this one, man.
Broncos.
Is it like Jalen? No, Jalen. I don't even know where he is at this point.
He definitely is 6'1".
Chargers, bro?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Because they got rid of Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, right?
Yeah,
so they're too tall anyway. So it's like
Joshua. What's his name? Joshua something. Joshua Palmer.
Joshua Palmer.
This has to be him.
It has to be Joshua Palmer, bro. No, we lost.
Yeah, but we got Palmer.
Did we get it?
Did we get it?
Did we get it?
Oh,
Solution
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. Okay, we got it.
Hey,
thank
God.
That was good enough. That's good enough. All right.
Jeez, bro.
We got. Hey, man, we got. Weddle's a different league.
Yeah, man. They expect you to know these 53-man rosters top to bottom. It's crazy.
Hey, it makes it harder in the offseason, man. It's tough in the offseason.
Well, in the spirit of that, we'll transition to the Dallas Cowboys. We talked about Michael Gallup, and news broke out a few days ago that he suddenly retired at the age of 28 after 6 seasons. You know, it's hard to say, or hard to really recognize just what he meant for the Cowboys fans at the late 2010s and early 2020s. Those toe taps looking like, Terrence Williams out there. A lot of nice catches over the years. On Thursday night games and Sunday night games, you love to see it from that young player. I really thought he could have been something special. Of course, we drafted him from Colorado State, and I believe, 2018, I believe, Colorado State. I was always a Michael Gallup apologist, but maybe what were your thoughts, real quick, TJ, about his career and what he meant as a Cowboy for you?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't hold too much affection really to Michael Gallup. I think it's he's he was a good receiver. He stayed here for a while. I think every Cowboy fan agrees that we should have paid Amari Cooper over him, and I think everybody agreed with that at the time that it happened as well. Which Jerry Jones said he's all in again at a press conference a couple days ago. I mean, can we stop this guy? Can somebody just stop him? Can somebody just stop him?
Jeez, man, he was going crazy yesterday. Him and Dak.
He needs to pull Joe Biden,
Dak too. I mean, it's just like there's no way we're winning a Super Bowl this year. I mean, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. But I'm getting off track here. I mean, Michael Gallup. That one season with Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup was awesome. I mean, that one year, especially you're talking about the game against like Minnesota with Cooper Rush starting and having those 3 wide receivers, and they're like, well, we're gonna throw it up to one person. Who's it gonna be? And like Amari Cooper was like, it's going to me. It's going to me. And getting that game-winning touchdown. That season was magical for the first about 8 or so weeks, 8, 9, 10 weeks until everything started falling from the sky again, like usual Cowboy seasons. I think that was the year we lost to San Francisco in the wild card, right? Third seed, won the division. Yeah. So, I mean, it's so tough. I look back on that roster and I'm like, how the hell did we not even get past the wild card round? And so, I mean, Michael Gallup was great. He got injured a lot, and that's something that happens to players, and you can't control it. And I do hope that I always hope that he would have a good career. I never had anything against him, and he was a good player. He was a good deep threat for the team. Just unfortunate that injuries got caught up to him, especially with the amount of money that we paid him.
Yeah, I think everybody, you said it best. A lot of Cowboys fans are never going to forget not paying Amari Cooper his money. That's why he ended up going to Cleveland for a fifth-round pick. That's going to sting for a lot of Cowboys fans for years.
Do we know who
And
that 5th-round pick is? Did that happen yet?
I believe it
Is
was
it?
finalized like last year. Let me see. The final trade.
Oh my God!
Has to be.
2022 5th-round pick.
I believe
Crazy.
it was.
Just nasty, man. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
You keep talking.
Yeah, but Michael Gallup, I really liked the way he plays sometimes, even though I thought that he could have been better with catching the ball sometimes. He struggled with drops every now and then, a little bit of a body catcher, but he was a decent player that he just couldn't help injuries. You can't control that stuff. That's all like extra external things that you just cannot control. So the poor guy I guess he just didn't have enough left in the tank, and that's his choice. He wanted to go out on his own terms and not deal with it anymore. And you can say forever that you were part of the NFL and you achieved your dreams and you achieved wealth for your family. That's something to be proud about. But Courtney, before we move on to something else, what do you have to say about Michael Gallup?
I would say, like you said, shout out to all these players that retire on their own terms. Even I saw a story today about Todd Gurley saying he retired. Like, just stuff like that, bro. Like, a lot of people were waiting for the game to take him out, but these days a lot of people are going on their own terms. I respect that. About Michael Gallup, I always loved Michael Gallup. He always had a special place in my heart too. I just feel like he was one of those guys that we knew would be like a great number 2 for years to come on our team. I just always felt like he was just gonna be there, like as like a reliable like player we could always rely on. Team, he was like a favorite. Like he was a player, a fan favorite. Unfortunately, things didn't work out. Like TJ said, he kept getting hurt. But yeah, like you said, that Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Mark Cooper year was really fun. It's one of the best, better receiving cores that they've had recently. I think that unfortunately, things just didn't work out. His game was unfortunately kind of one dimensional. Obviously, like he wasn't just gonna route someone up, but he was fun to watch. Yeah. Regardless, he was still fun to watch. And I hope he has a good retirement. I hope he can go to his game, leave the game knowing that he made impact on Cowboys at least.
Sure. Yeah, y'all really said it perfectly. He was not this crazy route runner. He wasn't this crazy finesse receiver, but he could get open every now and then, make a spectacular catch.
He's going to go up and get that ball.
He's going to go up and get the ball. He's a 50-50 guy, so you counted him to get that ball in the air. But moving on from that, busy media day.
Wait one second. I got the person who we drafted over from the Amari Cooper trade. You ready?
Who was it?
An offensive lineman from North Dakota State, Matt Waletzko. Waletzko?
Yeah, I remember that now.
So, as we know with the running backs, we actually had 4 picks in this round, which 2 of them ended up being Damon Clark and Deron Bland. But a couple running backs in this that went literally the pick afterwards, Jerome Ford, and also Kyron Williams was in this round 2.
I love me some Kyron Williams. That's crazy.
I know, and now we got Zeke as our starting running back again. So,
listen, man, I was in the Kyron Williams train when he was with Notre Dame. I'm glad to see him doing well. I don't know what they're gonna do with Jim Harbaugh now, and being that they just signed Gus Edwards, I thought they got some other back too that I'm forgetting. But being that Kyron Williams just had this nice season with the Rams. What am I thinking? He's with the Rams, not the Chargers.
Yeah,
I think
I was thinking.
I mixed up my team.
Is there a trade? I didn't know that.
My bad. Kyron Williams, though, he's playing with some other running back that I just saw a few days ago, and I'm like, why did they get him there with this young running back? They want to make it run by committee. Let me look up this Rams depth chart real quick, and then I'll move on to if y'all want to talk a little bit about the media day on Wednesday. Being that Dak was talking about, be a fan if you want to talk, just talk. But if you want to go, then go ahead and go. Basically, that's what he was saying. Jerry Jones was saying a lot of Mumbo jumbo. If y'all want to just go ahead and talk about it while I
Let
look
me
this up.
say something real quick, bro. Let me say something. First of all, bro,
Yeah,
there's
go
a lot
ahead,
I have
Courtney.
to say. We haven't talked about the Cowboys in a long time. There's a lot of stuff I need to get off my chest. One, that Dak press conference is very weird, very odd. He said a lot of great quarterbacks have played for more than one team. First of all, that's crazy. I don't
That
know.
was
Second of
crazy.
all, Jerry Jones. Why have it's been July, right? Why haven't they made at least one decision? That's all right. I'm asking for, really. I'm just asking for one decision. You got Micah that you got to pay. You got C you got to pay. You got Dak you got to pay. You even got have extended Mike McCarthy. Like, at least tell us something. Like, at least, like, if you're gonna just throw the team to hell, just tell us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just being so arminess. Like, just like the season is really hanging on the thread, and he just doesn't want to pay nobody. Like, and now, of course, we expected CD wasn't gonna. We knew CD wasn't gonna go camp. Like, that's obvious, and he get paid. But it's just like I know this is going to be a problem later this season. It's like you said, a lot of mumbo jumbo, a lot of Jerry Jones stuff. Like I said earlier, bro, he needs to pull Joe Biden. He needs to just back or just give it to Steven. At least Steven will do something, bro. Like, I mean, maybe he won't, but at least it's something different. At least maybe we'll think Steven will do something. I don't know, bro. It's just
I've heard a lot of
could
people
say a
say he's
lot
even
more things,
worse.
but
I for one don't trust either. That's just me.
Yeah. I don't trust Steven either.
Would you rather take poop or would you rather take pee? You know what I'm saying?
The Jones regime will still remain
I don't
strong.
know, bro. But I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to TJ, bro. I could go for 20 minutes, but I'm gonna try to keep it short.
No, I mean I think we've all heard the same mumbo jumbo, as Courtney would say, about what Jerry Jones is saying. It's stupid, man. I'm kind of I don't want to really talk about what Jerry Jones is saying about it going all in and stuff because he said that every year. It has never changed. But for Dak, man, look, it seems like he's starting to lose his mind a little bit, and that's all right. Get 8 years as the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, not making it past the divisional round is going to do that to you. Now going into his ninth, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, I've always respected Dak an enormous amount because I've always thought that with the amount of pressure, with the amount of hate that he gets, he has composed himself as this amazing, strong, like this strong leader for this team and somebody who can compose himself and just be, just go out there and play football. And I think he's done that. But now it seems like he's starting to read the fans' comments, and that's not good. That's not good, man. Why are you reading fans' comments? Don't read the fans' comments. It is the Dallas Cowboys fan base. It is the same as the Lakers fan base. You're not going to find any like clarity, anything from reading fans' comments. And I don't know if it's his brother, because I know his brother goes on Twitter and starts talking mess about Cowboys fans all the time as well. But this is just not, it's not good for him to do this now, especially, it's like, I wish you would have won, it's like, I think you've about had it with this fan base. And I think this fan base has about had it with you after the Green Bay game. This is just a bad relationship right now. And I think usually Dak has been able to, hold himself well with how the fan base thinks about him and all this. But now he's getting sick of it, and it's not a good look. It's not a good look right now. Yeah, the fans are stupid, Dak. Don't listen to them. All right, don't listen to them. Just play ball, man. Just play ball. Don't.
Hey, listen, man. That star in that helmet really does wonders, and you were basically talking about that, man. When you just have that star in your helmet, there's so much pressure on you, and I'll always have respect for him, being that he's found a way to play in spite of it. This man's been through a lot in his life.
He's been through a lot, and that's another reason why I respect him a lot, because of what he's done.
It's a miracle this dude really is playing football right now. If we all know his story, what he's gone through, the loss of his mother and the loss of his one of his brothers. I mean, just tragic all around. He found a way to work his way through being a fourth-round pick to where he is now. A lot of guys have had their careers ended, and if you look at that draft class that he was in, I believe it's just him and Goff right now that are making starting positions right now. Everybody else is crazy. Lawrence is a backup in Kansas City, by the way.
What's is out here tripping on?
I mean, I can't think of many more in that class, but a lot of them are not, as successful as Goff and Dak right now. They're really the last ones that are still kicking it from 2016. So, Dak Prescott has been having unsuccessful playoff seasons, of course. We know that. We all know it. But he finished second last year in the MVP race. And so we got to, check ourselves sometimes and be grateful for what we have. Not saying that we should be content with what we have, as we all want to win. I do think that he was a little bit right in saying, like, y'all either can be fans or not and cheer us on, or you can just be, pessimistic. And I can understand where he's coming from. Because some fans do want, to just complain incessantly, obviously want to get on the players' heels and motivate them more. These guys want to win. I don't want them to, like us, to think like they don't want to win at all. Because, of course, they're out there playing in front of 100,000 players, 100,000 people every single week. So I do think that they want to win, but we got to see more. And it starts with Jerry Jones being held accountable, getting these signings done with CeeDee Lamb, who is now reported to training camp at all. Dak Prescott, who is demanding $60 million. I wish he would kind of get a pay cut, but he's probably not. I guess he's got to get his money. I guess
those advertisement deals are paying him more than $60 million too, man. He doesn't need it. He doesn't. But I mean, go get the bag. I guess.
I would take
whatever, man.
Too. That's that guy, man.
Whatever.
I'm gonna take
eventually, Burrow's gonna get his money, $60 million. Eventually, Mahomes is gonna get his raise in the future. He's probably gonna sign an extension in a few years. But looking at this team, man, I do think they'll be all right. Knowing that the NFC East streak is always in our heads, I don't think we're going to win the division, just to say it right now. But I think this team is still a playoff team. They have enough talent to make the playoffs. It just sucks that they didn't find a way to at least make a better opportunity of last season's playoffs, because I really thought that was our best opportunity in my lifetime. I didn't think that the NFC was stacked nearly as much as it had been in the past with Aaron Rodgers and some other teams in the past that have always been a thorn in their side. We lost to the youngest team in the playoffs. So knowing that, I do think this team will be all right, and just knowing that you have to wait till playoffs, really. You have to wait for 3.5 months to see what this team is really made of. But just sucks how it ended last year. Just hope Jerry Jones can get these signings done and we can move past this stage, which seems to happen every single offseason. Can never get these guys signed. Then it ends up biting you in the back. And that's how you're going to end up paying CeeDee Lamb leg and arm for this contract. So that'll do it for episode 49, the Jameez Olawale episode. Talk Rangers, talk Cowboys. For Joseph Duffy and TJ Crowless and Courtney Machai, that's episode 49. I'm going to plug our socials really quick. You can find this episode in full on YouTube and Spotify at 2 and 4 Sports Show. It's the same for each of those. We post the entire podcast with video that you see right now, of course, if you're watching, but also on Spotify as well. If you also want to just listen solely, we post it on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Every single week for the summer at least. We'll discuss how it'll be once the school season starts. Because we're all University of Texas students. So it'll probably change back similar to what it was in the past. But at 214 Sports Show on YouTube and Spotify. TJ, you want to plug your socials really quick?
Yeah, you can follow me, TJ.Krolowitz on Instagram, TJ_Krolowitz at Twitter. Just want to check out the jersey on the podcast, man. A little Mavs Rangers, little combo.
Crazy.
The City Connect.
The Luka Rangers jersey. I mean, it's sick, man. It's sick.
Sick jersey.
You gotta love how DFW teams support each other. That's pretty awesome. That's a nice jersey.
I love it.
Awesome.
Courtney, you want to plug your socials really quick? Man, this is crazy.
My fault, bro. Instagram is C Lives a Life. Twitter is C_Machani.
Yep, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Joseph_DUFFEY99. It's the same on Instagram and Twitter. Not really using TikTok as much, but if you want to follow at Joe_Duffy. It's been a rough past 3 weeks. I'm not really using it as much. I fell off already. I lost my fire for it, bro.
Man.
I've lost my fire already. But that'll do it for the 214 Sports Show, YouTube, Spotify, at 214 Sports Show for the full episode in length. We'll be back next week. Have a good rest of your week.
Peace.